Welcome to our Ask Us Anything show.
Welcome. Welcome.
Last week, we did a 2-hour event on Ask Us Anything, personal, business, anything you want. You didn't do that. That was last week.
2 hours.
Because it was writing. It was writing for 2 hours.
2
So we had a
hours
lot of
would have been a
really
little too
fun
much for me.
comments. So we decided to take that idea, but tonight we're making it about the starter kit or
3 hours.
being a demonstrator. Yeah, going 3 hours. And we took pre-submitted questions. Jean, you are the first one here. Wonderful. So North Dakota is in the house. And we just have a bowl full of questions and we're going to draw 12 of them and answer those. So it's just, we're going to ad lib and see what we get asked.
So we're going to wait for more than Jean.
Well, I don't know. We might have a 3-way conversation. Oh, well, Vesta's on here.
All right.
So I guess so we could,
There's 4 of us.
we're cozy
Oh,
here.
here they
Ready for
come,
the
here they
night.
come.
Hi, Tony, Sandy. Okay, it is so good to have people on here. And this is just meant to be fun. So lighthearted fun. And, you know, it isn't, as I do like to put information out about what it's like to buy the starter
oh my
kit.
Goodness, look.
But there's no push, there's no obligation. I just like you to know about it. And if you ever have any questions, call me or message me. We have Connie. Oh, we have a whole bunch. Ginger, Sue, Sarah. Oh, wonderful. Heather. Oh, we've got lots of you on here. This is so fun. It seems like we were just all together. Yeah, we just did our typical chatting over cards, and this is a little extra thing. Oh my goodness, Linda is spending her 70th birthday with us. Oh,
Whoa.
we really value that. How fun. We're saying have a wonderful birthday. That's in the rearview mirror for us. So
Yes, it is.
That is pretty fun. So everyone's wishing you a happy birthday. So that is wonderful. Okay. We're going to just get started, and I'm just going to draw a name. So if I read your name and the question, you need to message me your address because I'm sending out a Christmas card. So that will be very fun. The first question.
How many are we doing total?
12.
And I have to remember.
Your most important job tonight
Is
to remember. Okay, Rita Frost. Do you stamp something every day that you're home? How many hours a day do you spend on your business? Okay, that is a tough question. I stamp most days that I'm at home, but to be perfectly honest, I assemble cards or fussy cut most evenings because that's kind of what I do when he watches TV. And maybe 2 days a week, I design cards, if that makes sense.
If I thought we were watching TV, it's me watching TV. Because I said, did you see that? And she said, no.
So I do love to stamp. And how many hours I spend on my business, I am trying to kind of narrow that down. Now I'm older and figure it out. But, you know, I can't really count a lot of the time that I stamp because I'd be doing that anyway. And that's kind of how, you know, this is absolutely a lifestyle business. And I do have help in my business now. So I think I love what I do. And, you know, I'm the rare person that is really doing this as a serious business. Most people aren't doing this. You know, if you love stamping anyway, and you're already doing it, I mean, it's just a nice little add-on. So, but that's, so I guess it's a hard question to answer, but.
And what else would she do while she's waiting for me to bring her tea?
I know.
Or bring her breakfast?
And do you know one thing I love? If you're asking me how much time I spend too, one of the things I absolutely do love is the variety in my day. Because I will spend time on the phone, then I will spend time on the computer, and then I will spend time designing cards, and I'm up and in and out, and we go out for lunch. And so, yeah, it's wonderful. That's all I can say. So, okay, and we'll do another one. Next, we have, and you can put your thoughts in here too. It's all good. Gina Lemick. After you buy the starter kit, then what? Are you then a demonstrator? Yes. Do you have to have a certain amount of sales each month? What happens if you don't meet your sales quota? That's a whole bunch of questions in one. And that's a fabulous question. So send me your name. It is.
Send your address. We already have your name.
You are officially a demonstrator if you buy the demonstrator kit. But you know what? Most people just buy for themselves. So it doesn't mean anything other than you now get a 20% discount on your things, and you get to be involved in a whole lot of other demonstrator fun things. And the
Gina has a middle name. It's Meadows.
Oh, Gina Meadows. So if I pull out a question and it's a repeat question at this point on, then we don't use that one. So because we're looking for different questions, but you need 300 in sales a quarter. But now I want you to visualize if you wanted to once a quarter place a $300 order, you're going to only spend $240 because you're getting the 20% discount. You're still going to get the 30 free because that's the host benefits of the 30, and you've met your commitment. if you join right now, you are actually a demonstrator through the end of April, even if you don't place an order till then, because your first quarter doesn't count. So anyway, those are all details you can ask me about. But if you don't meet your minimum, do you know what happens, Tim?
You go dormant?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good word for it. You just won't be able to get back into the demonstrator site to get your discount. So you don't have to do a thing. You're not signing your life away. It is no big deal. I just love that because there really is no risk. The fun of
2:10 to go.
Alrighty, so I'll do another one. Okay. Shirley Copperfield, if you buy the starter kit, do you have to sell? I think I sort of just answered that, but I'm going to do it again. 90. Chipperfield. Copperfield. I'm thinking of David Copperfield, like you were his sister.
A magician.
A magician.
Changed his name right in front of him.
Who has the reading disability here?
I do. But I can tell that's Chipperfield.
Okay, so here's a little story. It's story time. So a friend and I are going to join the Y together, and we're looking for a class to take together. And she sent me this thing. How about this one? It had a little video, and Tim says, "Why in the world would you guys take acrobatic cycling?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sure she means aerobic. It's a misspelling. She didn't mean any of it was all a joke. It was this really, really difficult kind of stuff. It had nothing to do with the Y, but it was just hysterical because we're even reading it differently." And I said, "Well, Tim,
who read it correctly?
You, which is amazing."
Yes.
So see, that's why I have to tell the story. And what I did say to Tim was, well, I did tell her I'd be up for anything. So, so we'll see what we end up doing.
Turned it into a joke.
I just figure I'm more likely to go to classes if I am going to meet a friend, because of talking. Okay. So if you buy the starter kit, do you have to sell? Do you know there is such a small percentage of people that actually sell? I don't even know what it is, but in my group, we have a Facebook group, and one of the things I love, and most people buy for themselves, they might have a friend or two because they're doing it for the discount. So, I mean, if you like to make cards, why not? But one of the things I always love to say that a lot of times people that are really just buying for themselves are also the very best encouragers of those that want to build a business. They'll go watch their live. They're just supportive, and they have ideas galore to help us all. I'm an idea person. I have way more ideas than I could ever begin to use. So do hobby demonstrators. We all have ideas about things that we're not going to get around to doing, but to share them and be in a group and encourage each other is awesome. So yes, most people are discount shoppers. That's a good word, Linda. That is basically what it is. And when you're done, you're done. So, if you have a long list, it totally makes sense. When you're done, you can just be done. So it's all good and no pressure from me. Next one is Sharon Pack. Oh, this is a hard one. What's your top strength as a demo?
Or a demonstrator?
Well, yeah, that's short for demonstrator. I better say that, but let me go. What do you think would be my top strength?
Tenacity.
Yeah, probably.
Stick-to-itiveness. Relationships.
I love the relationships of this. I think more than anything, I love, like I said before, the variety. I love that we're building community. I love that we're doing this together and building community. And I love that as a group of demonstrators, we all have different strengths. So it kind of doesn't even matter. So here's my tip. I'm trying to hire out my weaknesses. So if we go with the strengths, my weaknesses would definitely be behind the stage. That's why I have Holly, and I have two people now. The behind the scenes computer stuff. I can tell you that's my weakness.
Me, I was the first.
Oh, and you
was the original.
Yes, and then Holly and Nar. So I just love it. So we just have this team, and we can all work on our strengths. So I said, so I guess that's my thing. So yeah, I have those strengths, and I know where my weaknesses are. So it's totally good.
Wait.
Well, thanks. Deb says your warmth and desire for community. Okay. Heather's saying she likes to start with someone else's idea, and then from looking at that, she can change it or get different ideas. I agree. And that's one of the reasons I always like to say, make 2 cards. If you make one you like, make a second, because on your second one, you're probably already thinking of some different ideas. And that's where we make those little changes. So I love mass producing cards, probably for that reason, because I think it just helps us all be really creative that way. I need to block a user, so I am all good. And trolls are frustrating, but otherwise we're just going to ignore with it. There's a whole bunch of them on here. And I don't know if someone else knows how to deal with this. If you do, please do. And otherwise we're going to just, going to go on. Here's our next one. When we get to 6, why don't you tell me, because then we're halfway and then we only have to count to 6 again.
Look.
That might be the best.
That was number,
Oh,
this is number 5.
you're even labeling
I
them.
am.
Oh, you overachiever, you. Oh, good for you. Linda Stringham, what got you interested in stamping and Stampin' Up? That is a good question. I started 26 years ago. We were homeschooling, and the last Friday afternoon of every month, I had the middle school girls over to my house to just do a craft time. And then one of the moms in the group said that she'd been to a stamping party and she thought the girls would like that. So I hosted a party in my home thinking with the girls and their moms. So we all got together to see if this is something we would like to do together. 2 days before that, Tim's job ended. He was working with families of chemically dependent teens, and the program was bought out by another program and his job was eliminated. And I was homeschooling our kids. So that night of the party, a couple of my friends wanted to book parties, and the demonstrator said, I'm totally booked up. I'm going to give these to my brand new demonstrator. So I turned to my friends and said, you're going to get somebody new anyway. Do you care if I try it? So I look back and think, and just think how interesting that is, because now we both work this and it became our full-time job.
The rest is history.
Yeah. So the rest is history. And it was a really difficult time we were going through, but look how wonderful it turned out. So I would have never considered doing that. I'm going to tell you one other little thing since we're talking about that. I was so quiet and shy. Tim would tell you I'm a totally different person now. There is not a single, I would never be in front of a group talking about why you should buy this. I could do it now, but I couldn't then. The reason I thought I could do this, because you're all just going to watch my hands while I make things. So how cool is that?
And I think part of why I'm so involved is that she likes to have a kind of a partner.
Yes. Jean says, my willingness to make mistakes in front of the camera. Yes. Well, you kind of have to, or I wouldn't have any videos left. I'd be deleting everything. Did you know you can go live and then go delete them? I'd be doing that and doing them over and over again. So actually, it is a fun thought. I'm going to have to go look for the very first live I did. The very first live, I did some old videos, and I'm going to put one of those up. My very first video I did look up the other day, but I would never show my face. And then I stopped doing it for years. And then I did a live with Tim from Moral Support. The next week I went on, it was by myself, and everybody's going, where's Tim? So I said, Tim,
I'm back.
You're missed. And we've been there ever since. Rebecca says, no offense to her sweet friend Tim, but she's grateful his job was lost. So we could have Karen and Tim.
Oh, thanks.
And you do say I make a good boss.
You do.
You do like working for me because, he likes every day. He'll ask, what are my marching orders for today? Because he loves running errands, making customer calls.
Guess what? Number 6.
Oh, we're on number 6. Okay. Deb Anderson. Oh, wow. I was just talking a little bit about this. This is great. Are you self-taught in using technology and YouTube? That is a really great. Yes, I am self-taught. I went on there and I learned it. I watched a ton of YouTube videos. Now I have Holly. When I first went online, I did not. Now I have Holly. And now I just go, Holly, can you help me figure this out? So it has changed. But what I love is a group. And Holly provides that for our group. And we all kind of provide that now. We help each other learn all that kind of stuff. And Holly works with team members that want to go that route and and not everyone does, but for those that do, it is really nice to have somebody that can kind of help you figure things out. So
one of Karen's greatest gifts and skills and interests is learning. She loves to learn.
But not tech. No. I love learning, but not tech. And the thing that frustrates me about tech, well, we didn't grow up with it, at my age. But the other thing is you learn something. Number one, I have to use it often. If I don't use it for a month, I'm starting all over. I have to go watch a video again. Number two, they change things on me. How could they do that? So anyway, that's kind of so anyway, yeah, and a whole bunch of you know Holly. So I said it's wonderful. So we're kind of I don't know what I would do without her. So I said, and it's wonderful to be at that point. But I'm also thrilled that now one of my greatest desires is really working with my team and helping those that want to build more to do that. And, and Holly and I can do that together. So it's really nice to have that presence and kind of being able to do that. So I'm just loving that.
We're on the downhill slope, number 7.
Okay. I thought he was going to say about life because I did say something about this. We are that too. I said, no matter how many years, I was just saying that to someone the other day. No matter how many years we have ahead, we know most of our years are behind. And for me, there's something kind of freeing about that. This is the last act. Let's just go enjoy it.
Laps.
I don't know if he agrees, but, but there's something, you know. So anyway, yes, Heather says with technology constantly changing, it can get so confusing. Yes, and I'm easily confused. And I think my brain just doesn't work. I love learning, but tech, nah, it's just not at all.
Karen, you're halfway to 144.
I know, isn't that amazing? And I plan to be doing this. I'll be doing this when I'm 80 if I still have my health. I may be doing less of the time. We'll just see. That's what I love. That's what I love about this. It can fit your life. And no matter what I'm doing, I tell my team, I'm going to be here cheering you on. I mean, that is I can still do that. I said, that'll be wonderful. And for now, I just love this. Yes, this will be replayed. It took me 15 minutes to find you. Bev says, yes, it's replay. So, and you know, if we can laugh and enjoy life, we'll take each day as it comes because we don't know what tomorrow brings. Okay. We are on 7. We're on our second half. Susie Golden. You know what? I'm going to make this the 13th because I already read her name before and I already covered this. But what happens if you don't make your quarterly? It just means you will be kicked out of the site. So that's okay. This is 13 and that didn't even count. Okay. So that's an easy one because I just think it's cool that that there's no risk. So next, Julie Carry-On. As a demonstrator, can you buy the host papers? Does the demonstrator get a discount on Paper Pumpkin subscription? Yes, we get a discount on everything. We get a Paper Pumpkin in the starter kit for the $99. You get one of those. We can buy the host things before the catalog goes live, but then we're paying for them. I don't pay for them. So let's say, so as a demonstrator, I never place an order myself that's less than $150 because I want the host benefits with that. That's where I get the host sets, the host benefits. That's what I prefer to do because then I'm paying $120, but I'm getting all those benefits. So anyway, so that is just awesome.
Number 8.
Yeah, Heather says, honestly, we never know what, and today will be our last. We should all be living as if this is the last act. You know, that's true. And we never know. You know, I talked to so many of you, you know, things change overnight too, and you become the one being cared for, or you become the caregiver. You know, these are all just parts of life. I think we just go through and we go through life doing what we can. And that's where the strength of community comes in. So I just loved it. And yes, that was just a side question on there. But yes, if you don't make your minimums, you can buy the kit again. So, you know, you're just not out worth. Okay, so you're not out anything. Bev Rachel. I wanted to purchase the new suite November 1st, but then the starter kit 150 deal is over. Should I wait for the next celebration? Did you know you can get that suite this month? Because as demonstrators, we get to order things a month early. So you want to get it this month. That's why you're seeing a bunch of us already showing things with it, because I ordered it at the beginning of this month. You can get that in your starter kit. You can get all that stuff in your starter kit and still get the $155 for the $99. It's a great deal. And you don't need to place an order. But the other thing that's cool, do you know what you can do in December? You can order anything out of the celebration catalogs and the new catalog that comes out in January. We get to order a month early and we still get the celebration items with it. So it's an awesome deal. So you want to do it this month. So that is awesome. Laura's on here and she says, she remembers seeing my first efforts in the technology troubles. You've come so far. I have. And now look, we're all fancy. We've got the StreamYard and usually it works. Mm-hmm. So I'm in a coaching group that I pay for and they had tech issues today and the thing didn't get recorded. And I thought, you know, that's always reassuring to me because I thought we're all dealing with this. I mean, it doesn't matter, you know, so we're all just dealing with that. So, okay. Okay, this is number 9. This is Kathy Kempe. Oh, wow. I'm more interested in what you get beyond the starter kit. I know is your downline, and she is a new downline. We get the All Good Cards Club free, and I get to be a part of swaps and all that kind of stuff. What do I get from Stampin' Up? Do I have to meet a minimum to attend their events? I know big trips are for large sales, but what about on-stage type things? And do we have other meetups? I guess that's more than one question. That is an awesome question because yes, the fun just starts once you get the kit. You don't, you know, the trip requires sales. Any of the other get-togethers are for everyone. So like we're going to Indianapolis for the on-stage this time, and we're hoping to meet customers and friends and followers and kind of whoever there. But I love, and as part of my team, it's like, tomorrow night is the last Tuesday of the month. So we have an online kind of party thing. We do recognition. We do drawings. We do fun things. Get to know each other is the primary thing. And then we do a lot of other things like stamp and chat during the week, stuff like that, during the month. So those are things my team does. But you're also just a part of this amazing, oh yeah, we could go on, but you can't. And you can join for a few months and just enjoy all that and then decide, is this something I want to keep doing? So I absolutely love that there is no risk. So that's a good question. If you have more detailed questions, call me. Do you realize I cut off my sentences? I talk fast. I do everything fast. I have trouble slowing down. So see, and Mary, who was on here, she's getting a starter kit order together, and she was on my team for years and then needed to take a break because of real life in the way. And now she's coming back. I am so thrilled that we get to do that. So I think in some ways this could be called more like I'm joining I don't know what you compare it, but it's, it isn't like a businessy thing. It's just a great deal. So, okay. And there's a little side question. Well, I'll answer that too. Kathy's just wondering if we're going to have a fall retreat. I used to have retreats more and I haven't so much, but I am planning one and it's going to be different. There will be news coming, but not yet. It won't be this fall, but it'll be in the winter. And we're just gonna make it different because life changes.
Number 10.
Phyllis Bobby, does Stampin' Up! Provide any training for the beginning demonstrator? Yes, there is tons of training on the demonstrator website. There is a whole Facebook group for demonstrator planning thing, and they come on and do trainings there. You will find, being a part of Stampin' Up!, there is so much training and support and help. And then within our Fine Line group, we have also tons of training and one-on-one help. So it is all wonderful. So great question. Oh, these are fun. So I said, we can go on all night, but I would run out of cards. And see, we get through the questions even quickly, even if we're laughing. Okay. Kim Lloyd, great question. I would like to learn more about the Stamp Card Club, please. You know what? That's a great question. And what I wanted to say about that is, I do the All Good Cards Club, and this is a great time for me to talk about it. What I wanted to say in reference to this, what I love about being a demonstrator, I have lots of different ways that I can, a lot of different things that I can do. I can teach classes and charge a fee. I can, of course, when people buy from the catalog, I get commission. I have the All Good Cards Club, and I'm not even providing it. Is strictly online, so people can join from anyone in the world. I do not send things out for that. That is another option. It's strictly an online option. I can do in-person. Up until COVID, I was renting a church in the neighborhood for every other month. We had 60 to 80 people coming there. But we had just hit the point where it's feeling like
too much work,
too much physical labor for us. So we weren't sure we were going to continue that. But so what I want, I could also sell. A lot of people sell cards or they sell finished products at craft fairs. So, or take orders from cards. So I love that whatever I choose to do with this is I can do. And one of the things I love to do is help people brainstorm on what they might want to do with this. So I think that's fun because a lot of times people will join and they'll just say, I just want some help making my minimum. I don't want to do it all myself. I'm not. And so it's just fun to brainstorm these options. And I'll say then, what sounds the most interesting to you? What do you want to try first? This is like, I think doing something like this is just huge for personal growth. It gets you a little bit out of your comfort zone. And what we have to offer people all over is community, just the chance for someone to come over and stamp cards with you. Do you know there are people out there that want that? So anyway, I just absolutely love that.
That's not it. This is it. Last one I drew.
I got to just mention. Okay. My Stamp Card Club, it's $15 a month and it's like a mini retreat. So we do things that are evergreen that you can go, which that means you can go back to forever and ever. Like this last class, we did a whole bunch of faux fun folds. Next month, we are going to do, if I had my, would you just get over on the end there? I'll just show you what we're doing next month. So you have an idea what to do, but you get the PDFs, you get the video replays forever. So you can go back, the one that's in the bottom there. Yes. So yeah, so the next month we are doing boxes of cards. So they're things that we can all use together. So this is one of them. So how cute is this? So we're going to do a variety of, and of course, then we're also doing the quick cards that go in. So layouts for that. So it just kind of changes each month, but it's very fun. And you can stop and start anytime you want. So I absolutely love that. And yes, you can sell your cards, and we do put a little Stampin' Up thing in the back to give them credit for the images. So it's perfect. And here is the last one.
And I got to
Yeah, and the
draw
All Good Cards Club is one thing. And I'm going to tell you why. I offer it. My downline is all included in anything that I do at no cost, because it is my way of providing training. So it does double duty for me. I want my downline to have, they can use the PDF, but so can, I've got a lot of demonstrators that pay and join the club because they're using those ideas in their classes. It's perfectly fine to use everything I do. You can even use the printouts for classes in your home, just not online. But I just love that because we all learn together. And that is why I include my downline in everything I do. And I think it just also adds some people, they also nurture my customers in the community, and, and I want to promote them. So it's wonderful. And the last one, Carol Clapper. Oh, you're gonna have to do one more, Tim, because I already answered this. So I'm sending out 14 cards. Who got started in the Stampin' Up first? You or Tim? And how long have you been stamping? Oh, I guess, because I did think I said 26 years. And I would love to know if anyone here thinks that Tim started first, because that would be pretty hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
How long? What got you started?
My love of the camera.
Yes, exactly. He's a ham, and he thought he liked coming on. And then, and mostly you're a good sport, but along the way at the beginning, it was totally him being a good sport. And I wouldn't have ever even thought to ask him his opinion on a card. Now I ask all the time because I
have a good sense.
It is one of the benefits, I think, too, as we become a demonstrator and just in general, as we do this stamping, that I think you start seeing things differently, and you just kind of love what you do. So I think it's just kind of interesting. So it's so fun to have him involved. And he doesn't stamp ever outside of the show, but he loves picking out cards, giving his opinion. And what helps me the most, he does all the errand running. The post office runs everything else. He does all the cooking and all that kind of behind the scenes stuff, but he does the customer care calls. And
when was the last time I was at the post office?
Today.
Yeah.
And you're going again tomorrow. I have a bunch of card kits going out tomorrow and other things going out tomorrow. So, and that's why I said every morning, he says, what do you want me to do today? And he did quit Starbucks. He was at Starbucks to come work for me when we realized we really didn't need benefits from there anymore. And he said, I'd just much rather do this. And we said, that makes way more sense. So it's okay. Yeah. Like Ginger said, she asked her husband his opinion and that helps. So yeah, being that, but I do get a kick out of how many women will email me and say, I wish I could get my husband to stamp with me because they think Tim stamps with me. Just no, I stamp alone, just like most of you. Okay. Tim, are you on a salary?
I am. For tax reasons, I am.
Yeah, he is. But mostly, it's just fun. It's our anyways.
Does anyone know what a poser is?
Is that someone who's faking something?
Yes.
Oh, and that's what you like to be?
That's what I am.
Okay. I'm not using this as a question tonight because it didn't get drawn, but I just had to point that out. Kim Dorsey did put a question in about, why don't you guys buy a little cabin and we'll come stamp with you? And I just cracked up because I thought that'd be so fun, but we wouldn't all fit in a little cabin. Yeah, Tim knows all of the people at the post office. When we go on Stampin' Up trips, he sends postcards back to the post office. And then he'll go in afterwards and they'll be hanging on the wall. So Tim does get to know everyone, which is pretty fun.
I do.
So I think that's hilarious. And more than anything else, from day one, he has supported me. And that has been really huge and freed me up and asked what he can do to help me. So I think that's pretty wonderful. Yeah, Laura says she donates her cards to charity instead of selling them. And I'm just thrilled that you brought that up because I just wanted to say a whole lot of people do that. And in the Backport Stampers, we send each other birthday cards and people will put up, like if they have a 90-year-old mother, people will send cards. That is such a good use for a card. So if you end up being someone who likes sending out tons of cards, you see, getting a discount is worth it just to do that. So here's my last question. Beth Brer, what gives you the most inspiration? That's a good question. And I would say nowadays, at this point, when we think about, I find inspiration everywhere. If I'm standing in line at a store and I see a magazine cover, I'm seeing inspiration. I'm seeing inspiration wherever we are. But I will say my favorite way, I use cards. The cards that I get and show on Monday nights, and people say, can you teach us that fold? It goes into my fold box, and then I'm going to teach that fold. I love having the real things in my hands, and that's what inspires me most. But of course, there is inspiration all around. And I love that we all can get inspiration wherever we are. One of the ways I like to teach the way I do, where I make something and I make a bunch of the same thing, and then everyone else makes something with what they have. I think we all get inspired together, because you just don't see my idea. You see everyone's ideas. And because sometimes I think if you see one card, you think I got to make a card just like that. Some of us, not all of us, but some of us think that way. Once you've seen like a dozen cards and you start seeing cards all over, I think your mind just goes all over and think, oh yeah, I could try this and this. And I think that's how we become more creative. So,
and I bring her ideas.
Yeah. Yes, he does. He does. And if we happen to be in a card store, or, I did a card last year, we were at Half Price Books with the grandkids, and there was a bag there, and he says, oh, Karen, look at this bag. Don't you have a stamp set kind of like that? So it's just kind of fun, because it kind of gets in your vocabulary. And I think we all inspire each other. Backport Stampers, seeing what you guys do, I think we all get inspired. So anyway, thanks you guys for this fun time. If you have any questions about any of this, give me a call, give me a message. And otherwise, this is just meant for fun. And if you know anyone else that might be interested, let them know. But Joan says she doesn't like her husband's ideas. Oh, I love that. I don't think he's on here watching. Oh, and Sarah says she didn't see the question until it was too late, but she wanted to know if you have to be a Stampin' Up! Exclusive. She's an equal opportunity crafter and a bargain shopper, so she'd hate to give up her huge collection. So here's the deal with that. I'm online, and I'm online as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so I will only use Stampin' Up! Things. Discount shoppers, you're using whatever you want. And that's why in the Backport Stampers, I also don't ever want to teach that you have to use this. I'm using this because it's what I sell. And the other reason I use it is anything I make, when I'm using always current Stampin' Up! Stuff, you could buy the stuff and make that if you wanted to. And I just think as a teacher, that's a really good place for me to be at. It doesn't matter what anyone else does. So unless you're doing that, no, it's just one avenue among many other. So we all just love it. Thank you, everyone. And love to talk to some of you. So feel free to give me a call, do a message. And thanks for spending this time. And we'll see you on Thursday for another Funfold idea.
Goodbye.
Bye.